Hundreds of student athletes rallying in Chicago, calling on the governor to let them play high school sports this fall, which are on hold because of, guess what, the pandemic.
How would you feel if that was you? Would you be depressed or have anxiety, or would you think that that damage mentality is an okay new normal?
Unbelievable. Joining me now, Sacred Heart Griffin High School coach, volleyball coach that is, Sandy Hamilton, and football coach and athletic director Ken Leonard. First off, to both of you, Ken, starting with you, you got to be proud of the students and athletes and parents. They're all on the same page here that had that rally.
Yes, we're on the same page. We had a big rally in Springfield, too, same day. You know what? Everybody around us playing fall football and fall sports, and this is for all sports. But our governor won't let us.
Sandy, in particular, this sport, you guys know it's at stake. You know how to do it. You know how to handle the locker room. We all been to school on how to be 6 feet apart. We also know to compete. No one's forcing your kids to play. Allow them to make the choice is your message, right?
That's exactly right. You know, at that rally we had this weekend at the state capitol, that is exactly what we were asking our governor is let our parents, let our student athletes make the decision. Let them have that choice.
So I'm going to go to you, Ken, and I'm going to tell you what the governor said. While parents might choose to send their children onto the playing field, I can tell you that someone else who becomes ill because of that decision wouldn't call that your personal choice. What's your reaction to that? I can't even follow it, but I'll pretend as if he has a point.
Well, 80% of the country right now, Brian, is playing sports and playing it safely. All of our neighboring states, including Michigan, Wisconsin, and Kentucky, that's the same politically as we are. And they're all doing it safely. I got friends in all the states, and I've talked to them. I've been to a game in Indiana, and it was wonderful. There was almost 500 kids that were performing, the band, the cheerleaders, the poms. You know what? We don't want these kids to be cheated their senior year, and they're never going to have this back. We're competing right now. They allow us to have. We had shoulder pads on and helmets yesterday, and 20 contact days. But we're the only state between Connecticut and California that's not playing football.
And Sandy, what gets me is maybe it's your sport too. Club sports, yeah, you can get noticed and maybe get a scholarship or get a roster spot in a Division III school from club sports. They're playing. But there are certain sports like football and maybe in certain states, volleyball, there is no club. This is your chance, not only to bond with students, but maybe to get into that college.
That's exactly right. And actually, there was a big, large tournament in Orlando in July when the pandemic was still somewhat new, and they had 66 volleyball courts spread out amongst the convention center. And, you know, they had all the protocols in place, and we are doing the protocols that our governor is asking us to do. And they had no issues. They took temperatures when people walked in. All the players had masks on unless they were not out on the court. You know, I mean, there's ways to do this, and it's been successful.
Ken, besides venting and bonding, is there a strategy in place to force the governor's hand?
Well, we're just asking him, you know, again, yeah, we're wanting the legislators. I tell you what, this movement has been, the coaches, the parents, and the players are the ones that are pushing for this. You know, oddly silent is our legislators in the state of Illinois. And again, the only person you hear from is our governor. And our school's been in session for 6 weeks in person. And our administrators have done a wonderful job. And you can just see the kids have been great. We have masks on. We're doing all the right things, all the right protocols. We're adults. We can do this correctly, and the kids want it, the parents want it, and more than anything, our players, they want it, and our students.
And, you know, the message, too, to kids, you have to overcome. The whole thing in sports is don't blame the field, don't blame the ref, don't blame the fans, find a way. And now you're giving them the wrong message. When in trouble, knuckle under and hide. Final thoughts, Sandy?
You know, that's true too. You know, IHSA, our organization here in the state of Illinois, has allowed us 20 contact days. And, you know, we have been doing the temperature checking, washing our every single volleyball with Clorox wipes. And, you know, we're trying to do everything we possibly can. So if IHSA and our governor will allow us and trust us
Yep.
to do our part, trust us to do our part, we can do this.
Listen, I should be pushing back harder, but I 100% agree. These are non-athletes making these decisions to give people the opportunity just to compete. That's all you want. And hopefully somebody's listening and will give you the opportunity to live up to your promises. Thanks so much for telling your story.
Hey, thank you, Brian.
appreciate it.
One last thing. The mental health of our kids are so important. And right now, that's the unseen part. And that's what's scary.
Absolutely. You told these
that's
kids
true.
you good nighted their friends. You told them to get lost for 7 to 8 months. You come back under restrictions and you tell them you still can't put the cleats on. Incredible. All right. Thanks, Sandy and Ken. Appreciate it.